Hey, what's up everybody? Tim here. And before we get into today's video, I want to let you all know we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time. So if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Secondly, if this video hits 300 likes by the end of the week, we will continue this what if. Thirdly, if you didn't know, only 41.3% of you guys are subscribed to us. So please, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the story. Midoriya tried to talk to Bakugo as soon as the match started. He tried to discuss a plan with the explosive blonde, but Bakugo refused to listen to him. This greatly aggravated Midoriya. Look here, Deku, do not get in my way at all! Bakugo yelled. Bakugo left and charged forward. He tried to approach All Might with his explosions. He wanted to fight this man. He refused to be left behind. He'd seen how Midoriya was continuously progressing with that stupid quirk of his. It was a weird quirk to say the least. Sure, he may have won against Deku back in the sports festival, but it was only because of his inherent advantage against him back there. It was an incredibly close fight, and the idiot continued to improve. He couldn't stand it. Deku was rapidly improving while he was practically stagnant in every comparison. All Might! As soon as All Might saw Bakugo, he leapt towards the boy. He grabbed Bakugo's face and slammed him down to the ground. Bakugo gasped in pain. Where's your partner, boy? Bakugo tried to say something, but it was muffled under All Might's hand. All Might flung Bakugo up into the air and jumped after him. Suddenly, though, All Might felt something wrap around his leg. He looked down to see Izuku and Venom with a string of webbing attached to them. Midoriya tugged down at the webbing. The strength behind it caused All Might to be dragged down, crashing into the ground. All Might grunted a little from the pain, but he got back up quickly. Before he could do anything else, though, Midoriya webbed All Might's face. This temporarily blinded the hero, and distracted him long enough for Izuku to grab Bakugo. Come on, Kacchan! We were able to distract All Might for a little bit, but we don't know how long it'll last. Get your stinking hands off of me, Deku! Bakugo retaliated against Midoriya and threw an explosion at him. Midoriya let go of Bakugo for a second and moved out of the way, dodging the explosion. Calm down, Kacchan! Izuku screamed. Don't tell me what to do! Bakugo's voice cracked. Bakugo stomped off and went to continue fighting All Might. Midoriya glanced at the exit and then back at Bakugo. He was really considering what he should do here. Fight All Might alongside Bakugo, or make it through to the exit.
Exit! We can't fight All Might right now. We need to get stronger first.
Midoriya was about to run off to the exit, but All Might spotted him. Not so fast, hero! All Might sucker punched Bakugo, launching the boy at Midoriya. Midoriya quickly grabbed him, but this momentary distraction was all the #1 hero needed in order to get the jump on the boys. You honestly didn't think it would be that easy, young heroes. All Might slapped Midoriya, sending him flying into the air. Midoriya howled in pain, but he shot a web at one of the buildings. He pulled himself up to the top of the building and took a deep breath. Do we have to use that power again?
Most likely.
Midoriya focused on trying to tap into some form of energy. It took a couple seconds before he could feel anything. Suddenly, a giant wave of energy flooded his body. It was as if he drank 10 cups of coffee right at that moment. He jumped off the building and shot a web at another building, causing him to swing down and kick All Might in the jaw. All Might rubbed his jaw in slight pain before looking back at Midoriya. Impressive. Midoriya wasn't finished, though. He swept All Might's legs from under him and kneed him in the stomach before palm striking All Might's face. He focused on adding more energy towards his arm as well, in order to increase the strength of his attacks. Something happened, though. Rather than simply striking All Might with more force than usual, a blast of what looked like electricity released itself upon All Might. It was a gigantic shockwave of energy that hit him, which greatly injured All Might in the process. It left the #1 hero paralyzed from the neck down, as he didn't prepare for such an outburst of foreign power. Did we do that? Izuku looked back at his hand in surprise.
Bioelectrokinesis. Interesting. It's starting to make sense now.
Midoriya handcuffed All Might, which certified their victory in the final exams. But he looked back at the hero in concern. He hoped his idol was alright after that attack. You did good, young Midoriya. Bakugo scowled at Deku before leaving the field. Midoriya didn't know what to say.
Leave him. Let him be. We have other things to focus on.
Before we get back into the video, let's hear a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by CalMax Customs, a brand new clothing line made for the wearer. CalMax Customs puts the customer first, offering a variety of clothing options ranging from casual to business casual. If you're looking for comfortable, easy-fitting clothing at low prices, check out CalMax Customs today. Some time went by, and All Might managed to make a full recovery thanks to the efforts of Recovery Girl. Midoriya was relieved to find out about this. Some of the student pairs didn't pass the physical part of the final exams, which was a bummer, but Aizawa explained that all of the students would be going to the lodge despite the fact that 2 pairs failed the practical exams. That and the students, rather than go to a forest lodge, were going to go to a boot camp in order to further progress. Those who failed would have even harsher training than those who passed. Aizawa handed everyone in Class 1A a list of the items they would need. Many realized something though. Most of the items they didn't even have. Toru then suggested that the whole class should go shopping. Everyone agreed with the girl, and the next time they met, all of them were gathered at the mall. They split up into their own separate groups, as each had their own items that they especially needed. Some of the students had certain items that others didn't. Once everyone was split up, the only ones left were Midoriya and Uraraka. Midoriya was planning on looking for some weights, while Uraraka was planning on getting some bug repellent. The two looked back at each other, and Uraraka started to blush.
Time to make a move.
Midoriya immediately became flustered at Venom, trying to get him to make some advances towards Uraraka. Uraraka slowly walked away from Midoriya as he continued to sputter until she left.
We blew it.
Midoriya sighed in dismay. He was about to go search for the weights, but someone wearing a black hoodie walked up to him.
Hey, we recognize you from the sports festival. You were so cool back there. We are huge fans of you.
Izuku raised an eyebrow at how this person used the word we rather than I, as if they were more than one. As a matter of fact, there was something else about this guy. His voice. It sounded awfully familiar, like that villain back from the USJ. A sudden realization hit Midoriya.
It's him, Shigaraki.
What do you want, Shigaraki?
We want to know why. Why does Stain get so much attention from the public, while we get absolutely none? We can't stand it, to be honest. What does he have that we don't?
First off, what's up with you constantly saying we in place of I? Also, although we don't necessarily agree with Stain's ideology, he at least has something that many could understand. Something that we can't get from you. We don't understand anything from you.
Is that it? An ideology? He wants to get rid of all the fake heroes in this society. We want this hero world to crumble to pieces.
Midoriya's spider sense started to run off. He could feel Shigaraki grip his neck.
Even you have another, we know. And you're questioning why we do it? Ha! Don't make me laugh. Everything that Stain did, we could do better.
Shigaraki started to choke Midoriya while he held a sly grin on his face.
You see, all these people out there walking about like there's nothing to worry about. It's all because of All Might. With that stupid pillar of supposed peace he's built up for so long now, everyone just turns a blind eye to everything else that's happening in the world. With how blissfully unaware they are of the rest of the world, just imagine what would happen if we were to attack these people, especially with our sort of quirk.
Midoriya's eyes widened in fear. He knew what Shigaraki was about to do, and he was in a compromised situation.
Hold on.
Venom was about to retaliate, but someone else appeared, speaking up. Can you let go of Izuku? And who are you anyways? Shigaraki looked at Uraraka in slight surprise.
Ah, I see. You're with someone here.
Shigaraki let go of Midoriya and walked away with his hands in his pockets.
This changes nothing.
Midoriya took a couple deep breaths before he looked back at Uraraka. She tried asking him what happened back there, but he didn't want her to worry about it. He ended up reporting the incident to the police though. Finally, it was time for the boot camp. Midoriya and the others were talking, excited about the trip to the training camp. They didn't know what was in store for them, but they weren't expecting for Aizawa to suddenly stop the bus in what appeared to be the middle of nowhere. He told everyone to get off the bus. Everyone was confused at what was happening until a blonde-haired woman in a blue cat outfit appeared, introducing herself as Pixie Bob. Some of the students recognized the pro-heroine, but soon noticed Aizawa driving off. They put 2 and 2 together, and several students started rushing off in order to catch up to the bus in hopes of getting back on the moving vehicle. Their attempts were fruitless though, as Pixie Bob slammed her hand down on the ground. The ground suddenly morphed into several different large creatures that blocked the students' escape attempt. Some of the students, Minetta in particular, cried in fear of these monsters. Everyone was informed of how they all needed to make it to the mountain in the next 3 hours, or else they wouldn't get dinner. Some of the students were scrambling, trying to figure out something to do against these beasts, but Midoriya, Todoroki, and Ida all charged at the dirt beasts. Midoriya and Todoroki were able to work in unison in terms of taking down the beasts, but Ida managed to take down a couple of the beasts alone. Bakugo was able to destroy some of Pixie Bob's creations as well, but not nearly as many as Midoriya and Todoroki. Unfortunately, it took more than 3 hours to truly defeat all the beasts and make it up the mountain. Once the class made it all the way up to the top of the mountain, they were exhausted to say the least. It was honestly pure torture for some of the students. This was when the whole of the class actually collapsed. Well, some were still standing, but their legs were wobbly. Pixie Bob, Aizawa, another person dressed up in a similar outfit to Pixie Bob, and a little boy who wore a red hat with horns were waiting for the class. Aizawa still had his apathetic look, but the boy held a scowl on his face. Midoriya tried to approach the boy in greeting, but the boy punched him in the family jewels. All the boys in Class 1A who saw this cringed. Midoriya was on the ground, trying to recover from the unexpected attack from the little boy. Ida tried to reprimand the boy, but he walked away. The second woman of the group introduced herself as Mandalay, and informed the class that while they were at this training camp, it would be hell. Thank you all for watching the video to the end! Now, there's a few more things I need to go over before we're done with this. On behalf of We the Celestials, I want to thank the writer and the editors for this video. Their details will be in the description below. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to the Discord that is in the description below and hit up the head of one of those departments. We're always looking for members to join us. That's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you like this video. Until next time, peace out everybody, have an amazing day!